year anniversary of the Free Black Parent Teleconference. Y'all better show me some love, because I'm the only psychologist in America who does this for free. Next year, 2024, will be 10 years of the Free Black Parent Teleconference. So y'all better show me some love with an FDMG donation tonight. Show me some love. Yesterday, 13 years as King Kong Consciousness. Next year, 10 years of the Black Parent Teleconference. Frederick Douglass, Marcus Garvey, grand opening, brothers and sisters. Y'all better show me some love, because I don't sit on YouTube like everybody else in the conscious community. That's right. I'll say it again. Like everybody else in the conscious community ain't building no institutions, running a mouth. I'm the only one fighting for the kids and building an institution. That's why I'm still #1 after 13 years. Let's go to the next caller. Name and city, name and city. $10 years it is for free. Who else?
Hello, how you doing?
Good evening, Sister Katrina. How Houston, Texas treating you, sister?
Ooh, it's cool down here in Texas.
It's a little cool down in Texas.
Yeah, it is.
All right.
First of all, I want to say congratulations
Thank
on
you.
being the most called upon African-American brother with so many accolades that you do have. So thanks for all your commitment and work that you do for the community.
Thank you, my queen. What's your question tonight?
Okay, so I have a 16-year-old male son, and he told me, I think it was about 2 weeks ago, I guess, I was taking him to school, and then he just broke down in the car when it was time for him to, exit to go into school. He broke down, and he was like, I just had to, go park somewhere and try to have, a moment with him to kind of express himself, to tell me, what was the problem. So I guess his main deal, from what I got from it, is that, he says, he's been having, negative thoughts, lately, and, forever. He's like... What
do you mean by negative thoughts? Is that suicidal thoughts or just self-defeating thoughts?
It's not suicidal. He doesn't want to kill himself, but it's just, I guess, it gets him down. He be down a lot,
Where's his biological father?
On the road somewhere. He's a truck driver. We never really had a relationship.
Okay. How often does he get to see his son, though?
He doesn't see, he doesn't have no kind of communication.
Why is that? Why is that, without getting too deep? Why?
It's his own personal choice.
The father's?
I reached out to him a million times.
Okay, and you affirm in the presence of your African ancestors that you have done nothing to disrupt his relationship with his father, correct? You affirm that?
Nothing at all. Yeah,
Okay.
Nothing at all. Yeah, I begged and pleaded for some type of relationship. But, I was married before, so my ex-husband has a father relationship with him, So he's just, I guess he kind of, I just want to know, what can I do? Because I feel like I'm kind of, helpless. Because he's a teenager. Of course, they're going to want to be alone all the time in their room and on their devices and stuff like that. But, I try to have him, come down and spend more family time with the family and with his younger brothers, But I just don't know, how do I approach that? Because, he say, when I ask him to come down and kind of, socialize, he, in his mind, it tells him, somebody's going to say something to piss you off, or, it's just something negative is going to happen, so you might as well stay in your room. He gets, those type of thoughts in his head. And he's, a loner, basically, so,
What grade is he in right now?
He's in the 11th.
And how is he doing in school academically?
He's doing good in school. Algebra's kind of kicking his butt, but,
Okay.
he kind of got a lot on his plate because we're trying to get him to graduate early, so he's doing, extra courses. But,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so, he's
First thing you need is some counseling.
Very intelligent.
First thing you need is some counseling.
Counseling?
Yeah, you got to get him, some counseling. I recommend you start off with 3 sessions. That could be a psychologist. That could be a licensed professional counselor. That could be a licensed clinical social worker. All you got to do is Google black therapists in Houston, and they all going to pop up. And then you want to ask them how many of them got experience with teenage black boys with negativistic thinking, fatherlessness, because you don't want nobody experimenting on your son. You want somebody who's already done this. Houston is a very large city, so you got a lot of black psychologists down there. But you got to get him talking to somebody else so he will say what he feels.
Yeah, that makes
because
sense.
it sounds like he got a lot going on in that little mind. How many children from you biologically at home?
So it's 4. So he has 3 other siblings.
Okay, and he's 16. What's the ages of the others?
Okay, so I have a 10, I have a 8, and I have a 1.
Okay. Is he, your 16-year-old, getting enough one-on-one time with you?
Okay, I would say no, he's not.
Okay, that could be a little piece of it too, because if he ain't got his father, unfortunately, that makes you the only parent he can really look to. So
yeah,
you're going to have to start dialing in a little bit more with him. One-on-one, outside the home, without the other siblings.
Okay, and you know what? I'm so bad because I told myself this like maybe 6 years ago that I got to do better, and I just have not. But yeah. So
he's not into the streets or anything, is he?
No, of course not.
Does he have a job, after school job?
Let me say this. So he has he's not too sociable, but he does have 2 friends that he kind of grew up with. But those boys are kind of like heading off into the wrong path. And so I don't know if I should keep him away from those, his only friends, but I have kind of cut it back on the communication, linking up wise, because they're into a lot of weed, cannabis smoking, and just, I don't know,
Yeah, you got a right to cut it back, but at the same time, if you're going to cut back on them, you have to expose him to other youth. I would try to get him involved in something extracurricular that he might enjoy: chess, martial arts, robotics, coding. He needs to get involved in something else. If you're going to pull back on that, we got to add on in another area.
Add something to it. Okay, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Everything I suggest, he kind of shoots it down. He's a great swimmer, but he doesn't want to join the swim team because there's no black people on the swim team. I'm like, that doesn't make sense. You could be the best swimmer.
Yeah, but it do kind of make sense, though, because we're living in a very anti-black America right now. I wouldn't want to be on a swim team with white kids, and I'm much older than your son. You understand? So I could definitely understand why he don't want to be. And to be honest with you, I don't even know how safe that is because, just because of the anti-blackness, they might try to drown your son, God forbid. So I'm not going to push too much on him being on that swim team as the only black with nobody to watch his back when he in that water with them white folks. So I'm not going to push back on him too much with that. But he does need to do something else, even if it's an after-school job.
Yeah, I know. That's what we sat down and talked about last week. What he would like to do that's in the area. Mm-hmm. So okay, so he's open to working.
Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. But get him some counseling though. Definitely get him some counseling.
Okay, so I guess here's a little backstory. Please don't judge. Okay, so we're kind of in the suburbs outside of Houston. All right, and this whole internet thing where kids meet people and link up with people. So anyway, he has a girlfriend now that's kind of more exposed than he is.
She black?
Yes, she's black.
Okay.
And so I am in disagreement with that whole deal, right? But he claims she makes me happy, more happier than being here. All this.
When you say she's advanced, what do you mean she's advanced?
Okay, so
she's sexually active, sexually experienced.
Well, sexual experience and her wanting him to pay for I want my nails done, I want my hair done, I want this, I want that.
You suspect that she might be gold digging your son?
Yeah.
Using him for his financials.
Exactly, and she's kind of I think he's just not on that type of level that she's on.
So why do you think he likes her so much? Is she attractive?
He thinks she's attractive.
You don't find her so much attractive. I think
she's kind of ghetto, and I don't like it.
Well, you need to talk to him about her. You need to talk to him about her. I wouldn't necessarily be against you having a conversation with her either, privately, as a woman to a daughter, to say, listen, I don't think you should be asking my son for so much. I don't necessarily see nothing wrong with that. As long as it's private and respectable, I'm not against that. But your first conversation got to be with him, and you need to let him know about your plans to speak with her. Don't speak with her without him knowing that.
Yeah. Okay. So do you think it's like I will be wrong to try and keep him away from her?
I think as the parent, you don't try. You decide how it's going to be. You let that be known to your son, and then you stick to your decision. So what I mean by that is if you feel he needs to see her a lot less than he does, you need to specify how much time he can see her. In other words, I only want you seeing her once a week or twice a week. Be firm about it. Let your expectations be known, because I am a very big believer in parents not allowing their children to make decisions that can destroy their future. So if there's a risk of teenage pregnancy or something like that, you got to shut it down. Same thing with them two guys he's hanging out with. If there's a risk of juvenile delinquency there, you're going to have to shut it down, because we don't allow children to make decisions that can harm their future. At the same time, I want you to make sure you're tapped into your own biases to make sure you're not unjustifiably labeling this girl because she doesn't match the image of a woman you would like your son to be attracted to. So just make sure your biases are not the real issue as opposed to a real threat to your son's best interests.
That makes sense. That puts a lot of things in perspective. And okay, good. So thank you for the conversation. I got a bunch of takeaways from this. You've been most helpful. Thank you so much.
No problem, Queen. And I should be coming back to the Shrine of the Black Madonna in Houston, probably Black History Month. So